Hello and welcome to bmzlounge.com. This is a requested video. We recently covered all the formulas that you should know from the cost management knowledge area or the earned value management technique. So we have covered all the formulas that you should know, and I'll share a link. The first link in the description is going to take you to that video directly if you're looking for that. But we recently received a couple of tweets from our users asking about the explanations of those formulas that we have already discussed. So in this video, we will be going over the explanations of all those formulas. This is a very important video. Do watch it till the end so that you are able to make out what the earned value management formulas really mean and really stand for. But before that, let's look into a brief of what earned value management technique itself is. So quickly, EVM technique is basically a method which is used to measure the project performance against the project baselines. So you have the performance of the project, whatever that is happening in the real life versus whatever that you planned, whatever was baseline. And when we say baselines, we are talking about schedule, we are talking about cost. So the result is from an earned value analysis, and to perform this earned value analysis is where you used all the formulas indicating potential deviation in case there is any deviation of the project from the cost and schedule baseline. So whatever is the deviation of your project performance against the baselines is basically calculated through earned value analysis. So let's look at all the formulas using which you perform the earned value analysis. Now, I understand this slide could be a bit overwhelming, but I can guarantee you, if you sit through this slide with me, you will have a lot of clarity in terms of earned value management, why these formulas are used, and how these are helpful, both from your PMP exam perspective as well as real life project management perspective. So let's start off with PV, planned value. And this is basically the authorized budget assigned to scheduled work. So this is the authorized budget for your project, right? Whatever the work that is scheduled, whatever is the money authorized for it is known as planned value. The formula for it is BAC into planned percent complete. Let's talk about EV. EV is the earned value, the actual project value you have earned, which means how much project has completed in terms of dollars. That is known as earned value, EV, and the formula for it is BAC into actual percentage complete. Moving on, AC, actual cost, is the actual cost. So the actual amount you have spent on the project so far. There's no formula for it because as a project manager, you should know the actual cost that you have spent, the amount that you have spent on the project so far. Now, do you see the difference between AC and PV? AC is the actual money you have spent, while PV is your authorized budget, the planned money that you should have spent. So that's the difference between the two. SPI, Schedule Performance Index, to find out whether you are behind or ahead of schedule. This is why SPI is used for. You will be able to find out whether you're behind or ahead of schedule. The formula for this is EV divided by PV. Now, this is a very good explanation. We are progressing at X% of the rate originally planned. So you planned a certain rate originally, and are you able to meet 100% of the rate that you planned, or are you able to meet only 80% of the rate that you have planned? In that case, you're doing bad. So that is why you are behind schedule, and that is what you are able to find out when you apply the EV divided by PV formula of schedule performance index. SV, schedule variance. This is used to find out how much behind or ahead of schedule you are. So the first formula, SPI, you are able to find out whether you are behind or ahead. In SV, you are able to find out how much behind or ahead you are, right? Now the formula is EV minus PV. EV, PV, we have already discussed, earned value, planned value, right? So those are also available on this screen. And that's the beauty of this screen. If you sit through this, you can relate all these terms that we are using within this slide itself and be able to make out why these terms are used, why we are using certain formula for calculating certain items that are there on the screen. Now, CPI, cost performance index, this is used to find out whether you are within or over budget. So this is cost, this is schedule, SPI and CPI. In SPI, you're finding out whether you're behind or ahead of schedule. In CPI, you're finding out whether you're within or over budget. The formula is EV divided by AC. Now, this again is a very good explanation. We are getting X dollar worth of work out of every $1 spent. So if you are getting $1.2 of worth of work every $1 spent, nothing like it. You're doing great. If you're getting $1 worth of work at every $1 spent, great job. But if you're getting only $0.8 worth of work out of every $1 that you're spending, then of course you need to work on something and make sure that your project gets back on track. CV, cost variance, this is used to find out how much above or below budget you are. Just like SV, that helps you find out how much behind or ahead of schedule you are. CV helps you find out how much ahead or how much above or below budget you are. The formula is EV minus AC. Now let's move on to some more useful formulas. TCPI, to complete performance index. This is used to forecast whether you or not you can stick to your budget or do you need to make some changes. If you stick to your budget, you'll be able to complete the project within the budgeted cost that you had, right? But if you're not able to stick to your budget, then this forecast is going to help you make amendments, make changes. And by the way, whenever you make change, don't forget that you need to go through the integrated change control process, right? I hope you remember that. In fact, I'll share a link to integrated change management, the change control process, in the description below. So the formula for TCPI is BAC minus EV divided by BAC minus AC, or if you have the value of EAC available, you can use that as well. Why can you use that? And that is when it'll be helpful when you understand what EAC and what BAC are. So again, TCPI, this is the formula, and like I said, this is basically used to forecast whether or not you can stick to your original project budget. Let's talk about BAC, budget at completion, the budgeted amount for the total work. So this is the budgeted amount that you have for the total work of your project. There's no formula for it because this is just the budget, right? Now, what is the difference between BAC and PV, the planned value? BAC is the authorized budget for scheduled work, whichever work that is scheduled. You have the money for the scheduled work, while BAC is the overall amount of the total project work. So this is a single value. BAC is a single value. PAV, you can get values for every scheduled work of the project. There could be several scheduled work for your project. For all of them, you can get planned values separately, while BAC is just one figure, which is the total budgeted amount for the total project work. EAC, the estimate at completion, the expected total cost for the project. And this is extremely important. That is why you have 4 different formulas for it, because at any point in time, you as a project manager should have a fair idea of what is the estimate of your project at completion. The formulas are AC plus ETC, AC plus BAC minus EV, BAC by CPI, and AC plus BAC minus EV divided by CPI into SPI. So these are the 4 different formulas. But again, in one line, what is estimate at completion? EAC, it is the expected total cost for the project. Let's talk about ETC, the estimate to complete. Now this is the expected cost to finish all the remaining project work, right? So do you see the difference between EAC and ETC? EAC is the expected total cost for the project, while ETC is the expected cost to finish the remaining project work. So that's the difference. Remaining project work and the total cost of the project. That's the difference between ETC and EAC. The formula for ETC is EAC minus AC. Why EAC minus AC? Because EAC is the total budget of the project, the total expected cost of the project, not the budget. Total expected cost of the project is EAC, and AC is the actual cost of the project. When you subtract the two, you will find the estimate to complete the expected cost that is required to finish the remaining project work, ETC. Then you've got VAC, which is variance at completion. What is the difference when you complete your project, right? So projected budget surplus or deficit. So it could be plus or minus at the end of the project. And that is when you use BAC minus EAC, the total budget at completion minus the estimate at completion, right? The budgeted amount minus the total cost of the project. And that is where you will find the variance at completion. If it is plus, great job, nothing like it. If it is minus, well, unfortunately, that's the case with most of the projects. So I hope this slide was clear. I hope this slide was helpful. I hope I was able to explain these different formulas. Let's move on. A quick reminder, pmclounge.com/pm101. If you're looking to start off your journey for PMP, if you're looking to get an introduction course for project management, nothing like this. 1.5 hours of pure project management introduction study material, free of cost. Log on to pmclounge.com/pm101 right now. So that's all that we had in this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Do hit the like button if you did. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you stay notified whenever we upload new videos. We are all about PMP. We are all about project management. And don't forget to check out the website pmclounge.com. Hundreds of helpful project management related articles there. Your number one free PMP resource. Thank you.